Hello, everybody. My name is Benny, and welcome to The Fool's Apprentice. So today, oh my God, Precious just ran over here out of nowhere. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So now I have to pet her. So let's say hello. Come here, little girl. Come on. Oh my God. Oh. This is Precious. Oh, she's my little baby. Say hi, Precious. Hello, everybody. I know I love you. So today I'm going to be discussing uh, how much I would be willing to pay. Come on, let's get down. Ah. Oh, sorry. Oh, now she's excited. How much I would be willing to pay for a tarot deck. And this came about, like, I ended up really having to think about this because I've been wanting the spoiler tarot for a while. And I know I am not the only one. There's so many limited decks out there for sale. And there is a high, there is a very much, it's not going to happen as much as I want it to. It's not going to get reprinted. I just have this feeling it's never going to be reprinted. So they can go for a pretty penny. One came up on eBay, and I was like, okay, this is my shot. If I'm never going to get it, I have to really think about how much I'm willing to pay. And so I sat there, and so on eBay, it started for like $75. But I knew that that number was going to spiral upwards quite quickly. And the day of, it was over 300 and some dollars. And I knew that in the last 2 or 3 seconds, it was going to jump even further. So I was thinking, okay, how much am I willing to pay? Am I willing to pay $400? Am I willing to pay $500? $600? And I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. And I was stunned, stunned when it sold for $740. I couldn't believe it. That was way over how much I was willing to pay. Because I was just like, because it went from like $350 to 740 in like 3 seconds. Because the number just kept switching really quick. And I was like, I would have never paid $740 for a deck, no matter how much I wanted it. So I was sitting there going, $740? Would I ever pay that much for a deck? And I was quite, I think flabbergasted is an appropriate word with how much somebody paid for that deck. So it got me thinking about other decks and how much they go for. And I was actually thinking about some of the decks that I own that I've been very fortunate to get and how much I paid for them. So so I went on an internet search to see, decks that are popular that people want and how much they sell for. So the first edition of the Jonasa Jaws tarot deck um, is on sale right now on the internet for $750. And I'm like, wow, that's, I just couldn't believe it. And so for me, I actually have a deck of hers up there somewhere. For me is I'll just wait. I'll wait till she pulls out another edition. But they sell out so fast that as soon as she makes an announcement, I'm on it. Like I'm on the website, I'm refreshing, everything that I can do to try to get one. And I was lucky and I got one. The Healing Waves Tarot, not my aesthetic by far, but I know that there are a lot of people that love this deck. And I found two, there are probably several more, but I found two that were on sale, and the range was like crazy. One of them had it on sale for $300. Another person had it on sale for $1,033. And I was like, no way. I was talking to another tarot tuber, and she goes, "Well, that's not going to sell." And I'm like, there's somebody out there that makes $200,000, $300,000 that will pay for it. And then I'm thinking, well, if you have $200,000 or $300,000, would you even want to deal with tarot? Because you got so many other things that you could do. But that's insane. And so the Lobanco that I found, which I'm very fortunate I found one, she made an announcement. She had a little bit left, and she put it out there, and I was able to snatch one. Right now, I found one for 1,038.28. Why 28 cents? I have no idea. But like that's gonna matter. Like please, round it up or round it down. And then I have the Royal Fez of Morocco. I love that deck. It's just a deck that fits me perfectly. And when I was looking for it, there was one for $700. There was one for $1,700, and I just happened to stumble on it on Macari, I think it was. And excuse me, guys. I have coffee and I have water. I don't know why I'm coughing. Okay, so and they had it for 100 and some dollars, and I knocked it down to like $55, and I couldn't believe that I got it for that much. Super excited. And then right now, Baba Studios has some extra cardstock sheets from the Victoria Romantic that just got printed and sold. And they took a poll, and they're going to be reprinting the Tarot Prague. And I'm super excited about that because when I just want that deck. I don't know if I can read with it, but it's so beautiful. I want it. And so it's getting reprinted, very limited. But I did find, I think it was the first copy for $760.58. I don't get this 58 cents, 35 cents, 14 cents thing. I think that I don't understand. However, that leads to other discussions. So before I go there, I know I'm really hyper. I'm like, this is a topic I'm excited about. So how much would I be willing to pay? And so I had to think about all the things that would get me to pay a good amount of money for a deck. So first I have to think like, how much is too much? Like, where is that line that if it even went over a penny, I wouldn't purchase it no matter what? And I'm thinking, oh gosh, it would be between 350, maybe 400. And even then, it's like, oh, I don't know. That's a lot of money. And so I'm like, okay, maybe that. I could even push 500. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Just thinking about that stresses me out. But if it's a deck that I really want, maybe I'd be willing to pay that. So I have to figure out that number. So right now, the most I would want to pay for a deck that I really want is probably about 350, which I know knocks out a lot of my decks that are on my unicorn list, which I'll share one day. And another way that I look at how I would come up with that number is, what is my income? And subtract all my bills, and then look at how much I have left. And then mind you, I'm still buying decks as time goes on. So what I could do is I could put a little bit aside just in case a deck comes up, and then I can buy it. But I have to see how much disposable income do I have, and would it be worth it? And I know everybody's disposable income is very different. So therefore, everybody's cap is going to be very, very different, because let's get real. When it comes to money, some of us have a lot of money left that we can use. Some of us don't have as much. And so another thing is like, how strongly do I want this deck? Like, how does it make me feel? Do I feel a really strong connection with it? Is it a deck that I feel I could really work with? Is it a deck that I don't really have anything that I could compare it to? So I take all of that into consideration. But I think when it's all said and done, it's the emotional pull that kind of gets me. And if I'm not careful, I will end up buying something that I will regret. So I have to have some intellectual say on the deck that I'm going to buy. Um, do I need it? Is a question. And the answer to that right off the bat is no. I don't need any decks. I have more than enough. Do I need another one? No. But I love tarot decks. I think they're art books in the form of cards, which I love looking at art. I just find them very, very beautiful. Um, and then I look if it's out of print. And if it's out of print, I know that I'm going to have to pay more if I find one. So, what is that going to look like for me compared to something that's mass market? Um, I even question like how much I'm willing to pay for a deck mass market or an indie deck. Like sometimes I'll be on Amazon and I find a deck that I really like because I saw it on a Tarot Tubers channel, and it's like $30. I can't spend $30 on a deck. Then I'm spending a whole bunch of money on a couple of other decks that I've purchased, which to me doesn't make any sense why I'd be able to do that. Then there's indie decks. What? $70? No way. That's asking way too much. Forgetting the quality of the stock, what the artist put into the work, the shipping costs, the manufacturing cost, all of that. And so sometimes I have to like, Benny, like, do you really want this deck? Because at that point, it's very feasible for me to be able to buy decks like that. But with these out of print decks, it's a little rough. Um, oh, okay. So guys, I ended up buying a deck I've been wanting for a long time. And the challenges in buying out of print decks is the idea of being scammed. And I have backed out of several purchases for out of print decks because of the fact that something just was telling me I shouldn't. And so those kinds of things include when somebody asks me to do PayPal, friends and family, I automatically say no, I'm done. I am not going to have another conversation about it. I just say thank you very much. I cannot do friends and family because if it gets lost in the mail, I have no recourse in getting my money back. Really, what I'm saying is, I don't trust you, I don't believe you, and I think you're going to scam me. But it's that saying they'll get lost in the mail is a very, very nice way of saying it, just in case it's legitimate. And so that's one way I do it. Another way is sometimes the cards will have, what do you call it? I forget what it's called, an authenticity card where it shows you the number and the signature of the artist, like 500, and you get number 24 out of 500. So what I'll do is I'll do an internet search. So let's say a deck comes with number 295 out of 1,000. I will do an internet search to see if I can find any other images that show 295. And if I see that card, that image out there that's not sold or being sold, then I don't trust it because I'm thinking they pulled it from the internet and are trying to sell it as their own, and they actually don't even have the deck. Recently, I was trying to buy the Baba Studios Alice in Wonderland, and I was willing to pay the price that we're asking for because I thought it was fair and it was something within my budget. And then when I asked her to send me a PayPal request, she showed me a screenshot of there's something wrong with PayPal. This is my name, send it there. And I was like, I don't like that. That just didn't set right with me. So I thanked her for her time. And I said, but I'm going to pass. You know, I'm sure it'll sell very quickly because this is a deck that's in demand. Then she wrote me back saying, no, let me get on my laptop. And she sent me an invoice. And because it just didn't set well, I have to listen to my instincts. And I said, no. So those are things that I do. And I also did a lot of YouTube videos on how not to be scammed. And so like one of the things is you get a box that's delivered and there's something different than what you purchased. So what I do is when I get a purchase, I will video record myself if it's a PayPal purchase, getting the box, opening it up, bringing out what's in it, just in case I need to file a claim. So those are the kinds of ways that I kind of protect myself. Um, and I have an idea. $350 is about what I would be willing to pay. Um, but the thing is, you never know. You never know when a card calls you, when maybe you have enough money saved, when it just feels like the right time, how much you'd be willing to pay. So, yeah, I hope that you found this helpful, or at least anything interesting. I'd be curious to know, like, what do you do to protect yourself from being scammed? Because that's a real thing. We've seen it on Facebook a lot where people say they were scammed. How do you decide how much is too much? How do you decide that you're going to actually spend a lot of money for you and what that number is? It'd be interesting to hear other people's takes. Well, until next time, my name is Benny, and I am the Fool's Apprentice. Y'all have a nice day. Bye.